You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
I'm Becky Ongeri, and
hello, Becky.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Becky.
Yeah, hi. And maybe you could start by introducing yourself, what you do, and just tell us more about it.
Yeah. Olivier.
I'm since 5 years a very proud Kenyan Mombasa-based resident.
Oh.
I'm an entrepreneur here and an impact investor trying to help the younger population here in the coastal side of Kenya to become, let's say, successful entrepreneurs. So we run an incubator and an accelerator in the Close the Gap hub here in Ratna Square in Mombasa.
Yeah.
And that's a bit my personal mission, and also what gives me energy every morning when I wake up.
My name is Angelique
Koevoets.
That's a difficult back name, but that's from the Netherlands. And I live in the south of the Netherlands. And I live in the Netherlands, and I've worked there all my life, basically. And for the first 23 years of my working life, I worked in the custodial agency in the Netherlands, and more specific for the juvenile correctional facilities.
Juvenile, okay.
Yeah, my name's Peter. I'm 54 years old Mzungu.
Ooh,
I live in the south of the Netherlands. I've been in education all my life, after being educated for quite some time. I've been a teacher and director, and currently I'm the CEO of a large school for secondary vocation.
Yeah.
And so we train nurses and car mechanics and soldiers and whatnot.
To get started, tell us more about it's intriguing about, juvenile, you being part of it, working about it. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, well, of course, and I'm sure I'm going to see more of how your country deals with juveniles that are, well, kind of went the wrong way. And I think it's our duty as a society to raise children. Yeah. And juveniles that are obviously went the wrong way and did sometimes horrible criminal offenses. When you only punish them by locking them up in prison, and don't give them proper education as long as they're there, or giving them a behavioral treatment, then you know for sure that once they come out, they will go wrong again. So we really try to see it as an opportunity. Okay, you are sentenced, you're sent into jail for, I don't know, like 1 year or 2 years, but as long as you're in there, you're obliged to follow all kinds of programs to make sure you get out better. And I think that's a duty we have as a society. And that's mainstream.
Mainstream.
About it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe Peter could tell us, what is the age gap normally? Juvenile, from what age normally? What are the cases reported?
She really has to.
This is two kind of different kind of fields.
Oh.
This is really the correctional facilities is from the Ministry of Justice, and Peter's field of work is from the Ministry of Education.
Oh, education. All right.
So the children in the Netherlands can be punished from 12 years on. 12. So beneath 12 years, they always find another solution. And the age that you get to the adult age is when you're 18 years old. 18. So let's say between 12 and 18 years old you can go into a juvenile correctional facility, but it has to be a severe crime, because if it's for a lighter, like light robbery or stealing a bicycle, we call it light, then you won't get into prison. You get like a learning course that you have to follow, mandatory. Or like working for society in an elderly home, for instance.
Okay, so before you guys came in, I watched a clip about, is it DGI or DJI?
Yeah, it's like the custodial agency in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I was wishing you could tell me much about it. Maybe, what is it about?
The clip, you mean?
No, the DGI.
Oh, the DGI. Yeah, the DGI. Well, DGI is in the Dutch. It's the Dienst Justitiële Inrichtingen, and so that's why DGI. Yes, I can imagine. So that's the Dutch short.
Initial.
And it's custodial agency of the Netherlands. And the custodial agency of the Netherlands holds not only the juvenile facilities that you could see in the picture, they also have, well, just the adult prisons or the forensic care with people with severe psychiatrical problems that committed crime can be treated there. So, and also people with a migration background that refuse to go back to the country when they don't get a license to stay. That's also part of...
So you have also immigrants who are in the juveniles there?
Also, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but of course they should have done something really wrong. They don't just put
you
them
don't
there
just
because no, definitely not. No. But I think everything starts with having good education and a good upbringing in the first place. So I think that's where Peter can tell about his experience in the schools and with the education. You know, when everything just evolves in the right way, then education can help to prevent. Because this is just a small part of the juveniles in the Netherlands that come in this kind of facility. Most of them just get beautiful diplomas at your place, for instance. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Nelson Mandela thought is that education is the most forceful weapon to change the world.
True.
And it's so nice to be part of the educational journey of young people. We also train older people, but or more senior when they're already working. But most of them are students between 16 and 22 years old.
Yeah.
And
is 22 still considered a juvenile?
No.
Oh, 22? Oh, okay.
Sorry, this is just.
Oh, this is about the education sector.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very impactful to watch how these youngsters are learning a trade, learning to become craftsmen in their field, and in this way they can provide for the rest of their life in a very nice income. And then we of course hope, and this is almost always the case, they will not become criminals, and they will be citizens, because at my school we have 3 main goals given by our government. The first one is to learn your craft, being a nurse, being a car mechanic or whatever. The second one is we train them to be good citizens, and the third one is to maybe go to a place of higher education, so like University of Applied Science. And we're giving them, I guess, the most worthy thing they will ever receive in their life. And of course we are building upon the elementary school and the high school they have seen before. But it's education is key. And this is also what I believe for Kenya. In the end, education is the way to prosperity, and then also to live a life where you are not dependent on other people, but you can really provide for yourself. Right. And therefore we were happy to see so many schools, sometimes small, sometimes big. We have been in a school in Nairobi, and it was very forceful to see how they are working and trying to educate the young kids. And as you have heard by now, that I'm really supporting education as it's my cause in life, actually.
Speaking of support, Olivier mentioned to be part of the Close the Gap and how they make computers. I understand you donated computers to Shimolatewa, it is?
Yeah, so thanks to the introduction with Her Excellency and the office of the Deputy President's spouse, we had kind of stakeholder dialogue with all the different stakeholders within the facility. And one, a very important one, and that's why I'm very excited also to have both my guest speakers here around the podcast table to visit Shimolatewa tomorrow, is that they already run quite a bit of vocational training programs, like for plumbers, for car mechanics, for carpentry. But they obviously, all of those jobs are equally extremely important. But as you know, being a millennial or a generation Gen Z yourself, I think, Becky, the digital world is obviously one that has really taken over our societies in so many areas, whether it's from banking to to commerce, to travel. Everything today is kind of involved with digital tools and applications. And after having a discussion with Miss Justina, she told us that actually the facility was lacking a digital hub, a digital lab. And we being also trying to really be as best as possible good citizens and also corporate responsible enterprises as entrepreneurs here in the coast, we thought why wouldn't we try to fold hands together and set up a kind of a mini Close the Gap hub within the facility, having those youngsters which are all between 15 and 18 in the case of Shimolatewa, to give them an opportunity to get digital classes so that they can also find out if their aspirations, if their passions and strengths and competences are in that field, and then also offer them next to the other vocational trainings, digital training. So we hope that this will also enable potentially boys and girls that will come out and want to come and work here at Gilitix Media. We even mentioned that Gilitix Media might be also willing to consider giving some internships to some of those young boys.
Amazing. So tomorrow you're visiting Shimolatewa. What do you plan to achieve with your visit there?
Well, the first thing is to get to know each other, get to know how the system works in Kenya, compare how it works in the Netherlands, and see exactly what Olivier said, what can we learn from each other. Because I don't think that one country can just figure out everything on its own. You have to work together on a global, from a global perspective. And I also like to see what Close the Gap accomplished there with the things they can manage, and I hope to take this knowledge back to the Netherlands. And I overheard Olivier and Peter talk about this yesterday, so maybe we can say, okay, when we have computers, maybe we can donate them to this program. So maybe also
I actually had a question for Peter. Do you offer scholarships?
Yes, we do, but in exchange programs, and we are offering them. There are some programs in Europe to get students from abroad, and also we send away students. Let's stay in contact and let's have a look on what the possibilities are. Maybe coming back to the question you asked, Angelique, we are over in the Netherlands. We are over a humble nature. We really want to listen first. We are not coming to tell the folks in Kenya how ways are done, and we really want to listen to know how we can help each other in a mutual equilibrium. So tomorrow for me is really listening and watching and not telling. Angelique is going to give a lecture tomorrow, a very long one.
Very nice.
But I'm going to listen also. I'm going to listen to Angelique.
Yes, she's the special guest. The guest of honor, the chief guest.
Chief guest.
Yes, I saw it on the program. I'm now exactly the same thing has happened here. I'm gonna run. I don't want to go.
You're doing it perfectly.
What Peter said, and what I like to underline. It's all about interaction with each other and learn from each other. Listen and learn. And I don't think we know anything better. I think just our government just has some a little bit more financial means, to build nice facilities or to give education, But I think when you look at the core of the business, it's all in the hearts of the people who work there, and that's the same everywhere.
Okay, and maybe as we wind up, this is a question I want each and every one of you to give me your view on. So what difference do you want to make with this whole project, organization, reaching out? What is the difference you want to make? Olivia?
I have a one-liner that I have stolen with pride a couple of years ago from a Belgian foundation, and it says, grow fast to disappear faster. You see? And that's a bit, I think, what I hope that we can do with Close the Gap. I'm not saying we want to disappear per se, but it's a bit what Peter also alluded on, is to create people that are self-supportive and create societies that are not dependent of aid, of foreign aid, local aid, or of welfare allowances. I think that the biggest dignity in life is that you are self-supportive, and I really believe that entrepreneurship today has proven all around the world to be a model that works, because it's giving people the means to basically be self-supportive and at the same time create a revenue, create an income, but also tackle their mission, their vision, and a solution to whatever type of issue. And obviously from a Close the Gap perspective here in Mombasa, we work in social entrepreneurship, the blue economy being in a marine environment with a portal city as Mombasa. But so my dream would really be that the thing we have, let's say, put in motion, that it will be a catalyzer that will continue to stay in motion and grow and blow bigger because of actually all the people involved and doing it actually in a natural, empowered way with all stakeholders supporting, and that it's not that much Close the Gap's project anymore, that it really becomes a real accelerator for the local society and economy here.
Amazing.
That wasn't the one line.
The one line was the grow fast to disappear fast.
Just funny.
Yeah, and then I can retire.
I think so. Yeah.
Angelique.
Well, it's a little bit what I said before. I believe that we need to grow to an inclusiveness, and not only in the Netherlands, but on a global basis, that you have respect for each other, for different cultures, for different religions, and use every positive source you have to bring up children to be good citizens and good people, just with a lot of love for each other. And I know this sounds like a happy flower power message, but I hope to, even if it's just a tiny bit, I hope to do my best every day to work on that.
True. Yeah. Amazing. Peter?
Well, my answer is maybe a little bit more profane. Just yesterday I offered Olivier unpaid advisoryship to his beautiful Close the Gap organization. I would really love it to contribute. I could maybe help on some managerial issues, or even as we have been speaking about education, I could also be of some sort of help there. Sure. But I'm still in the vetting process. He told me like, I'm gonna think about it and let's speak about it. But that could be my contribution. And if that's coming out of this trip to Kenya, that would be lovely. And I think it's also, I'm going to be honest, more easy for me to hop on such a super nice social enterprise that he's running than trying to do something for myself. I do some volunteering in the Netherlands, but I would really love to broaden it to your beautiful country. So we'll see whether he accepts me.
Yes.
We didn't touch on that in his introduction, but he's in the Netherlands one of the top 3 authors of management books. Okay. He writes books since over a decade, I think.
How many?
Even more, like 25 years. But that's
so he's really a teacher in his fundamentals that he likes to share, I would say, and make people grow. And so this message, this vetting, I think, is a bit of a hard word he's mentioning, but I think it's going into the right direction.
It is.
But I'll let you know in the next podcast what came out of it.
Okay, so Angelique, I wanted to ask you, have you reached out to other countries, or maybe you can mention Kenya, and are you in Kenya? Yeah, what other countries have you?
Yes, we actually have some exchange programs with other countries. For instance, of course, the Aruba, Curaçao, Bonaire, because they're really close to the Netherlands. And in just Eastern Europe, we have some projects that And we do not bring stuff there. We bring knowledge, and they bring knowledge to us. So
it's more
we
of an
let
exchange.
yeah. To see how do the juveniles react? How do they respond on a different approach? Because sometimes we think the approach we handle is the best we can do. But then in other countries we see, for instance, in Denmark and in Norway, they have a completely different approach. But when you see the I don't know the English word now. Recidivism.
Yeah, I think
the number of
the number of times they commit crimes again after they went into prison is very low in the Scandinavian countries. So there must be something good what they do there.
True.
So we try to learn there what they do. Yeah.
Well, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And for maybe the listener who's listening to this, can they be part of it, or is it just the organization? Can there volunteers who can volunteer to be part of it in one way or another? Or
since most of your listeners will be Kenyan and Mombasa based, I think from my side, they can definitely reach out to Close the Gap if they're interested to join our incubation sessions, like hackathons, like ideation sessions, trainings. We have like three lines of, I would say, programs that we run. It's called Boost Your Learning, Boost Your Business, and Boost Your Tech. And in each of those there is definitely openings for interested youth from Mombasa, youth and young adults. On the Shimolatewa, I think we hopefully will have a chance together with Justina to have perhaps a feedback podcast with her, and then depending of the outcome of tomorrow, because as both my guests here have also said, it's about listening tomorrow, it's about engaging, it's about really identifying ways of working together. So it's too early to already know what could come out of that in terms of volunteering. The only thing I can say is that I know that Shimolatewa definitely is looking for entrepreneurs that are willing to give internships opportunities to the juvenile sentenced boys when they actually come out of prison. So that for sure is an open invitation for, but then they should contact the institution directly.
Well, that is, I hope they take that home. As we come to the end of it, maybe each one of you could give me a parting shot, starting with Peter.
A parting shot? Well, I don't know what a parting shot is,
okay.
But I want to congratulate you on the very professional interview you just gave us.
Thank
you. I really appreciated it, and I was happy to give my voice to your radio station, and it was a very enjoyable event. Thank you.
My honor. Angelique?
Well, of course, I also want to thank you to give me the opportunity